Ben, how we doing? You're on mute if you're talking there.
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. Tired, but good. We just landed in Chicago an hour ago and just got to the hotel here about 20 minutes ago in Indiana.
You're not too far from me then.
Yeah.
Amy Israel, right?
Yeah, over by Amy. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yep, we're doing that recruiting event with her and her team.
Nice.
Gonna have to come see you now sometime.
That boot camp was really, really good.
Thank you. Yeah, we thought it went well.
Yeah, it was really good content, really good presentation. I sent you an email this morning.
I saw that. I just haven't been able to get back to it yet because of the flying and everything.
No, yeah, no worries. I'm not worried about it.
All right, we got a few people joining in here. That's great. Isaiah should be jumping on any minute now. He's just charging his phone. And Ben, I hear that you have a presentation for us today.
Oh, no, I don't have a presentation.
Oh.
Not a presentation per se.
That may have been a miscue from Isaiah. I thought he said he had a presentation, but I could be wrong.
I didn't prepare a PowerPoint.
No, you're good. You're good. Isaiah, where are you?
I just talked to him a minute ago. He should be.
Oh, yeah. Probably trying to figure out how to do it on his phone. All right, well, while we're waiting on Isaiah, does anybody in here have any good news that they want to talk about? Anyone at all? It's on mute. Michelle,
what's the weather like in Indiana?
Oh.
What's the weather like in Indiana right now?
It's about 56 degrees.
Oh,
so it's about 15 degrees warmer than where we're from. So it's nice. We're all wearing t-shirts. Everybody else outside looks like they're wearing coats. We're like, yeah, we just left snow.
We are 46 degrees in Phoenix this morning.
In Phoenix?
Phoenix?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
This is like we covered our vegetation last night.
Wow. I didn't even know it got that cold in Phoenix.
No, we don't get that cold. We're babies. We don't.
How would you feel if I told you that it's usually around 10 degrees to negative 20 degrees where we're from in Rochester during the winter?
My husband had to go up there at 10 to work for years. And that's why he'll he'll fly up there and stay for a month so that it doesn't move the family up there.
Michelle says it's chilly in the 70s in Hawaii. Everybody just take a moment to let that settle in. She's in Hawaii. It's in the 70s and it's chilly.
So funny.
I'm with you, Michelle. I think I would be chilly too in the 70s.
Man, 70s is like summer weather for us.
Lee just jumped on.
Lee, how we doing?
Good afternoon. I'm a little hungover today.
Oh, that's a great start. Thanks for letting us know.
So be easy on me today. Now we had our we had a party for some of our agents, for all of our cappers and icon agents. So it was fun.
Oh, I thought I saw, yes, I saw something on Facebook about that.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. That's exciting.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good event.
Hangover in the morning, but it's worth it.
I don't know. My wife went and she volunteered at Forgotten Harvest this morning. So good for her,
Yeah. I have no idea what it's like to have a hangover in the morning, Lee. Never been there. Oh, man.
I keep forgetting this is all being recorded too. Can't catch a break.
Well, we
Can you
won't
edit-
use it against you later.
Okay, can you edit the first 45 seconds out?
Don't worry, Lee. We'll make sure that we put that as its own video on our YouTube playlist.
Awesome.
Lee Moratis admits hangover. Caption it now. No, just kidding. All right. Let me
I
go
mean,
check.
if Isaiah's not gonna jump on, we can kind of jump on. We've,
Oh, there he is. He's just,
oh, yep, there he is.
See, you say his name and he jumps right in. He's like, not without me, folks. Not without me. Hey, Isaiah, how we doing? Oh, looks like we lost him. All right, so Ben, what did you want to jump into first?
Well, Isaiah wanted me to talk about just kind of the process as far as listings between appointments set all the way up until on market. And I think I've talked about this a few times on here before. It looks like he's trying to jump in.
Yeah.
Give him a second.
Oh, he just came to my room. Hold on. Hold on, folks. It's not letting me. All right, Isaiah's here with me, guys.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
good afternoon.
Hi. Cool. Did you guys get started yet? I was having some technical problems.
Yeah, nope, we were just going over weather and some things. Lee let us know that he had a nice little party last night for some of his team members.
Sweet.
And Ben is just about to jump into what he does between appointments and getting the listing.
Okay, cool. Ben, I'm just going to set the stage for 2 minutes. If that's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So basically, guys, the next I guess the foreseeable future, we're going to be walking you guys through step by step everything that Ben and I have put together to really dominate the listing side of the business, starting from appointment forward. And Ben really deserves more credit than I do with this, because he's actually out there field testing it and what's working in today's market and what's not working. But literally, we're going to take you from when you get an appointment to what the next step should be after that, what marketing material you should be using, and then what you should be doing with your CMA, to your listing presentation, to the most common objections, how to overcome them, and what unique value propositions that we should be using. And the idea here is that we're going to build what I call a marketing arsenal. That's the idea here, where you're in a position where no matter what you're running into or what's happening, you have a system set up to be able to be the most effective listing agent that you can. And then from there, market the listing properly, which we're going to show you what Ben does to market his listings, to then turn them into generate more leads from those listings. So we're going down through the whole path here. So just to kind of set the stage a little bit for you guys so you know what to expect. And Ben actually has a PowerPoint he's going to share to kind of walk through this roadmap. So Ben, I'll hand it over to you.
Oh, yeah, I actually don't have a PowerPoint, but we can definitely walk through it. I sent all the marketing materials in this morning. I mean, I could definitely share some of those on screen if you'd like to kind of walk through them.
Yeah, let's do that. Sorry, I thought you had a PowerPoint or whatever. You said you had a roadmap of some kind. So
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, basically, once an appointment is set, we are immediately, let me pull this up so I can show you what I'm actually talking about. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. And you're seeing, spending 10 minutes now saved us 45 minutes later. Is that what's?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. So as soon as an appointment is booked, we are immediately sending out an introduction email with it. This is what the email looks like. So it's very much graphic driven, obviously, not too wordy. It's just reminding them about the appointment time, and it's asking them to watch 3 videos. Now, when they click on any one of these links, it actually takes them to my website where the video is hosted. They can also download a PDF version of everything that the video covers. I'm giving them instructions in this email. So I'm telling them, spend 10 minutes now, it saves us 45 minutes later. That's so I can get them to actually review some of the information. The Why Choose Me is my credibility packet. And the credibility packet is there. It's specifically designed to answer any questions that they may have for me at the appointment. It's there to alleviate some of the fear of the unknown. Typically, most sellers are anxious. They don't really know if they've never sold a house before. They're definitely anxious. They don't know what to expect when you show up at their doorstep, and they're expecting, most of the time, they're expecting pressure. They're expecting, they're expecting us to shove contracts in their face. So I'm just kind of alleviating some of that anxiety before I get there with the Why Choose Me. I've got questions. After I'm done with this email, I'll hop over to the actual credibility packet and we'll walk through that. I'm giving them my marketing plan. Again, there's a video that's 3 minutes or less hosted on the site, as well as a spot where they can specifically download the marketing plan. So they're going to know everything that I'm going to do to market their home. And finally, the pricing. My pricing strategy is pretty lengthy. I want them to kind of dig into this before we get there. And again, it's saving me time on the back end when I'm at their house, because hopefully they've at least watched my video, if not reviewed the PDF format. And they're familiar with the benefits of pricing it appropriately. We also have, it goes into marketing and staging. I have full-time marketing director on staff to make sure it gets the maximum exposure. Then I've got a little bit of about me. It's just my length of time in the business, number of homes sold. This is a little outdated. My stats, so my days on market and my list to sale price ratio. Then I'm directing them to the website, the search site, so they can see the search site that buyers are specifically going to be looking at their home on. And then this is how I get the top dollar for their home. And then this is my 20 and 21 listings sold. It directs them to a map so they can see that I cover a very large area, and they can also see the upper price points to see that I have experience in, hopefully in their price point, whether it be in that 200 range or be in that 700 or 800 range. And so that's the email that kind of sets the tone for the whole appointment. I'm gonna stop sharing, and then I'm gonna bring up the actual credibility packet just to show you what that looks like. Lee, do you guys do something similar? Is this something similar that you guys do on your end?
We do something similar, but not as, I really like the video that you have. That's awesome to be able to do that. And your package is a lot more detailed. So,
Okay.
but we do something similar, but not as in depth as you do. And that I love what you're doing. It's awesome.
Cool. So this is the actual credibility packet. If I have time, if it's a listing that I really want, if I have time, I'll actually hand deliver this before the appointment. Because I have printed copies with me too. I have printed copies of this at all times. It's just kind of case by case basis, whether I hand it to them or, if they didn't read it, or if I can't close them at the appointment and I just want to leave a takeaway, I'll sometimes leave it with them too. But it starts out with, why choose me? Basically, I've got a table of contents in here. I tell them right on the front, it's not about me, it's about you. And this is the biggest reason I have the credibility packet, is because when I walk in their door, I want to focus on digging deep and finding out their pain point, their motivation, what they're looking for in an agent, their best case scenario, what that vision looks like in their head, basically their problem, so I can figure out how to solve it and I can present them with a solution to their problem rather than talking about myself. And that's, I'm not saying there's a right or wrong way to do this, but my style is not for me to go in there and say, well, I'm great because of this and that and blah, blah, blah. I'm more on a question-based selling philosophy. Again, I kind of back it up with a Dave Ramsey quote and a little bit about it's about you, it's not about me. Here I'm diving into this is what people want, right? They want the highest price, they want the perfect timing, they want a pleasant experience, they want results. So this is for people that don't even really know what a realtor does. This is a breakdown. So this booklet will cover information for people who have never sold a house before, or people that have sold 10 houses in the last 5 years. It's catered towards both types of people. These are what things that realtors do to sell your home. And the reason I have this, and it's not things that I do to sell your home, is because I work a lot of FSBOs. For sale by owner is pretty much most of my appointments are for sale by owner appointments. So I'm trying to conquer why they should even hire a realtor in the first place, whether it's me or somebody else right here. These are just some of the things that I do: the professional staging consult, professional photo and video, paid social media ads, just listed postcards. And then, so I'm telling them, look, I'm spending $1,000 to market your listing before it ever hits the market. We've got Google PPC ads, we got phone prospecting, the website. And then I give them a roadmap. So this is the roadmap to working with me. Like I said, a lot of sellers they have a high level of anxiety because they don't know the process. They don't know what to expect. So this really breaks it down. Meet with me, establish a price, the staging consult, prepare your home, photos and video. And so it's walking them through it. So it's taking all of that anxiety about the unknown out of it. Then I go into exactly why choose me. Earlier, I talked about why hire a realtor? What's the benefit of hiring a realtor in the first place? Now I'm diving into, there's many realtors out there, but this is why you choose me. These are the things that I have: the complimentary staging consult, the 60-second promo video that we utilize all over social media, the live phone prospecting to find potential buyers for your property, broker opens sometime if it's in the right price point, the YouTube ads, the buyer lead gen, direct mail campaign, We do 2 consumer open houses for every listing if the seller's up for it too. We really try and capitalize on the listing and leverage the listing as much as possible to get potential buyers. Again, this is what a seller wants. They want the highest price in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of hassle. So I'm talking straight to them, and it's in big lettering. And again, it's know your audience and speak to them. The next section is success stories. So people relate to actual stories. You can say, well, I sold, this many houses and my average days on market is this, but if you attach a story to it, it makes it that much more powerful. So, like this one, they were on market for over a year with 2 other realtors before me. So 2 other realtors on market for over a year. I had it sold within 5 days.
Wow.
That's a powerful story, right? This one, we got 106% of the listing price in 1 day. Or no, it was 3 days. I'm sorry. So, highlight your stories, highlight your success stories. Give people something that they can relate to. This guy was a for sale by owner, and I'm speaking to, so this story over here speaks to expireds. This story right here, he was on market as a for sale by owner for 2 months. And then in 2 days, I got him full price. So, speak to different types of sellers. This person was expired too. And then I've got my about me right here. I've got some books. I wrote the book on this stuff. Earlier I mentioned my stats. So now I give you a breakdown of the stats. You can see here, the highest days on market was 39 actually, and then 26, but most of these are 1s and 3s and 4s and 7s and 5s. The list to sale price ratio is definitely usually 100% or more. So the seller can see, actually, I'm not just making up these stats. It's not just, my average days on market is this, like, here's a breakdown of it. And then of course, my testimonials, social proof, very much graphically driven here and I've got the stats for all of Southeast Michigan. And this is a little dated. We need to update it, but this is from like 6 months ago. But it was 98.15% versus mine is 100.17. And so you get 2% more money with me. The average days on market, 52 minus 9. So sell your home in 43 days faster and get 2% more. Then I introduce them to my team, the stager, videographer and photographer. And then I have a scorecard. So many people will interview multiple realtors. So I'm already telling them, here's a list of questions that you need to ask. If you're going to interview multiple realtors, make sure that you ask them these specific questions. And I tailored these questions for me. Like, I have an SRS designation. I'm in the top 10 locally in my company. So like, this resource is with Ren, but obviously, and I don't care if you rip it, but because I'm all about just sharing information, but you want to check this stuff over and make it tailored towards yourself. Again, here I'm telling them what to expect at the listing appointment because I'm trying to take the fear of the unknown out of it. So there's 8 steps at the listing appointment. Here is my UVP. So I'll pay for handyman repairs, painting, landscaping, if you list with me. So here's my UVP. You need to have a UVP. Here's the questions to ask realtors again. My communication guarantee. Another UVP or USP, easy exit listing. And And then I go back to my 9 days on market and my list to sale price ratio. And that's it. What do you guys, that was a lot and I went through it really quickly just for sake of time, but does anybody have any questions on that?
I do. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Ladies first.
I love it. Can you share?
Yep, you can get it with Ren. Yep, they
Really?
uploaded it. They uploaded it to the, what was it called?
The dashboard?
The dashboard, yep. Mhm.
Yeah, so
On
we're
the
gonna-
what?
At the end of this presentation, we're gonna actually walk you through how to find all the materials.
Yay!
Yeah. Yep. We got it uploaded. It's called your sales and marketing toolkit, which is a tile on the dashboard. So if you already have a login to and you're using the sales and marketing toolkit on a regular basis for your social posts and other things, then you'll be able to navigate in there and find it. But Lehman's going to actually walk you through step by step on how to find these materials at the end.
I have a question for Ben and Isaiah too. So for agents, for newer agents because there's probably a lot of newer agents that are on this call that don't have that many sales, like what do you guys recommend that they do?
Yeah, use your team stats for sure. Use your team stats, or if you're a single agent, your broker stats. But I'm a firm believer that if you are a newer agent and I mean, there's just so much, like all of this marketing material and just the money spent on all of these resources. Like, join a team, leverage the team for a while. I'm a big believer in teams if you're a newer agent.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, Ben,
Yeah.
I see you mentioned brevity.
Mhm.
Can you tell us more how to use this or to,
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
I
for
actually,
you? Mhm.
again, we just dropped it. I guess the main point though is that you need to have a communication guarantee. I forget what the exact stats are, but with most expired listings, it was really just, I mean, it wasn't a marketing effort or a lack of marketing for the most part. It's usually because of the lack of communication. So I would say to you, any system that you use, make sure that you've got a communication guarantee and an easy exit at the very least.
And then but anything that they need to do for their automation communication, they can actually set all that up in the Ren Marketing Hub. It's under, if you guys want to write this down, just go underneath transaction plans. So like once you're actually logged into the dashboard and you click on the Ren Marketing Hub powered by LionDesk, you click on transaction plans and you can actually set up all of your automated communication so you can feel good about that communication guarantee. And if you're trying to do it and you get stuck, little pop quiz guys, where do you go if you get stuck with your tech? What time block do you show up at?
We contact Lehman.
Yeah, besides that, we're gonna strike that.
Monday, Wednesday,
We're
Friday.
gonna strike that from the record, Judge. So you go to your 11 o'clock time block, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that is literally open office tech hours where we can build stuff out with you.
Love it.
And or if you have a marketing coach and you want to build out your transaction plans for communication, they have a marketing specialist that'll work hand in hand to get that built out. So cool. Thanks, Ben. Sorry, I'll turn it back over to you.
Yeah. So let's keep moving. So again, and I don't think we're gonna be able to get through the entire process today, but so
I think we should probably end it there, Ben, for today, because I think too much.
Yeah.
And is it cool with everybody, just by a show of hands, if we just kind of keep cycling through these materials and chipping away at this gradually? Does that work for you guys? Do you guys still see value in doing that, where we're not like throwing everything at you, but we're just we're just we're giving you enough to go and try to take some action on. Is that okay if we do it that way for you?
I think so.
Absolutely.
Gives us a chance to dive a little deeper in just the initial material.
Cool.
I'm gonna also say, Isaiah, so if you want to watch the videos, because Ren doesn't have the videos, if you really want to see the videos, you can go to my website. They're all on my website. So you just go to langestates.com and
Yeah, for sure.
Go to the sellers tab. And in the sellers tab, you'll see why choose me, my marketing plan, and also pricing your home. And the videos are all right there, the 3 videos.
Awesome. Who's willing to commit to show us your progress and your materials? So next time Ben comes back next week and he's talking through this, you're going to show us what you're working on and let us look it over.
I'd like to see that. I'd like to grab some ideas from people too.
Yeah, learn
I
together.
Yeah. The thing with mine is I need to redesign it every 6 months. So it's time for a redesign on that.
Yep.
So I'm looking for any new ideas. I would love value.
Cool.
From this group too.
Should we send them to Layman and then he can distribute them?
Yeah. Well, Judge, we'll strike that for the record as well.
Listen, guys, if you're not on level 3, buy level 3 because you get a marketing coach that's trained by Lehman.
Yeah,
It's like
there you go.
mini Lehman.
The mini Lehman on your side.
I got a question though. So
Yes, go ahead.
this is more personalized. So for 7 or 8 years, I was doing foreclosures only. So I have a lot of statistics with sales. Obviously, a lot of them were on auction, so they're not full price and they're lengthier time. And now I've just started over, so I don't have many recent sales. Should I just use my the number of sales through the last 10 years, which is well over 1,000, maybe 1,200, and rather than do current, just show how many homes sold in the last 10 years?
Yeah, I would. Actually, Ben, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say if you've closed over 1,000, I would have that on all of my marketing. I've personally, not team stat, but I've personally closed over 1,000 homes in my career, and leave it at that, because that's huge. That's so much experience and knowledge.
Mhm.
And that's just in Nevada. I can add other states too.
Yeah, I mean that's it's
I
pretty
would leverage
phenomenal.
the crap out of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Leverage the crap out of that. Yeah.
It's
Okay,
such a
thanks.
powerful statement.
Anybody else have any questions before John shows you how to find the materials? And we'll wrap it up. Ben, thanks for sharing your materials. Let's give Ben a thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
Awesome material.
Thanks.
Of course.
So
Have a
just so
great
you guys know, between again, Ben deserves the majority of the credit here, but between the time, money, and energy that Ben's put into this and our conversations and tweaking, Ben, how much money do you think you've invested in this process?
That credibility packet alone, I think I've spent about 1,500 with a designer. But more than that, I probably spent 50 or 60 hours on it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And I probably maybe 10, 20.
Well,
So
worth it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. These are the things, guys, that those little tweaks. This is what I love about Ben and working with him, because he's always making these little tweaks, trying to make things just a little bit better, and coming back and tweaking and getting feedback and tweaking. And that's how you end up with just awesome
Material.
That's how you just end up with amazing materials,
Yeah.
and you know what you're doing, what's going on. So with that, John, if you could show them, number one, how to find the
I'm gonna jump off, Isaiah.
Yep. Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
So
Thanks,
show them how to
Ben.
find
Thanks,
the material, and then we're going to show you how to find the materials, and we're gonna remind you of where you can go back to listen to the recordings of all of these too. So,
All right, guys, it's your favorite person, John Lehman. I'm just kidding. So here's what we're gonna do. I am going to share my screen here. Bear with me for a moment. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
All right, cool. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our dashboard, right? And inside of our Ren apps, we're gonna find this guy right here, Ren Sales and Marketing Toolkit. Once we click on that, it's gonna take you to a login page. Now, if you don't have your login to the toolkit or you can't remember your login, obviously make sure you go to rensupport.com, send a message out through there asking for your login credentials for the marketing toolkit, and they'll be able to get that for you. Once you log in, you'll see all of these different pieces for your marketing, right? If you go here, you got your December toolkit, but we've also got in the introduction, the listing domination toolkit. And when we click on that, we'll see down here, we've got this whole page, right? All of our documents that we're looking for. We're just going to hit click here to access, and you'll see this Google Drive folder. This Google Drive folder has all of Ren's materials as well as Ben Lang's materials, like his listing presentations. So you can access all of these from here. You can save them and make copies of them so that you can customize them for yourself. These are all available to you right from that listing document, okay? So step 1, dashboard. Step 2, sales and marketing toolkit. And then once you get your login and you're logged in, you click on introduction and listing domination toolkit. And once you click here to access, it'll open up this Google Drive so that you can see all of these materials. Has everybody got that? Any questions with that part? Anybody? All right. So next week, you were saying that you want to be able to have someone show their progress. So if you guys want to use some of those as reference materials and create some form of marketing there and share that with us next week, we would appreciate that. And if you wanted to take a look at the recordings, if we go back to our dashboard, we're just going to click on Ren Sales and Marketing Academy here. And when we click on Ren Sales and Marketing Academy, it's going to take us to the full page where we can access our master classes for technology and marketing secrets, listing domination, and business growth, right from here. And then you can also see daily group coaching. Click here to watch live and click here to watch recordings, okay? So today is the Wednesday, which is the listing domination. So we would click on this one right here, and it'll bring you right to your YouTube playlist with all of the video recordings that we have for that day's secrets, either listing domination, technology and marketing, or business growth. Okay, so these are all right here. All right.
Hey, Bobby Go, are you with us still? Is Bobby Go with us? No, he's not.
I don't see him.
Okay.
All right, so Scott, you're going to have some marketing materials next week for us to go through, right?
Yeah, I'm meeting with Amy today, so I'll send them to her.
Cool.
Perfect.
Yep. We'll see what we can do. So yeah, just chip away at it, guys. Anything that you have, bring it to the meeting, and we're just going to get a little bit better each week together. Okay.
I have a question. So
Yes.
those slides that you showed us, can we edit those or we have to read?
So you can download your own copy. So it'll be view only. But if you do file, make a copy, you can make a copy of any of those materials so that you can start editing them and customizing them to yourself.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No problem.
Where did
Any
you
other
say you got
questions,
those
guys?
documents?
Sorry?
Where did you say you got the files?
If you go to your dashboard and then you click on that sales and marketing toolkit and log in, and then there's a section called the listing domination toolkit. Once you click on that, you'll be able to access all of those files in that Google Drive. And if you need any help accessing any of the files, just go to rensupport.com and let them know that you're trying to access the listing domination toolkit from within your sales and marketing toolkit, and they'll be able to walk you through that process.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No problem. Any other questions, guys?
It's good to see you, D. How's everything going?
It's going better. I was a little bit under the weather for a couple weeks, but I'm back.
All right. It's
Coming
good to see
back
you.
strong.
It's good. It's good to see you back.
Thank you. Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, we hope you have an awesome day, and we'll see everybody on Friday. That's going to show up to the team building agent attraction training. See you guys on Friday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.